cattle business. Without going too far into it, they supplied the meat to the hotel tonight, and I thought the steak was fantastic. But in Zach's part of the company is really hard to describe. As one of Roxy and Zach's friend, Emily Stein, likes to say, Zach sells cows from the future. I'm going to quote a lot of people tonight, a lot of wisdom from other people, so we're going to stick to that. So my speech tonight is about advice to the newlyweds, and it will be through the quotes of others in most part. One of the, in the theme of the speech tonight is live, laugh, love. One might say that that saying is very near and dear to Roxy. One might say that when you bring it up, it actually gets under her skin. But what does it mean? Live every day like it was your last. Now that's a great advice, but I wanted to know who came up with this, so I Googled it. And I got lots and lots of hits as to who actually said, live every day like it was your last. And, thank you. And there was many, many hits, so I chose one of my life's hero, Muhammad Ali. The greatest. The actual quote was, live every day like it's your last, and one day you'll be right.
One day you'll be right.
So what is live? What does it mean to live? Beyond the obvious of what your parents, Roxy, I'm speaking to Roxy right now, what your parents' values were. Bonnie and I, when we first met and started dating, as we progressed in our relationship, one of the things we said was we were going to travel all the time, and we never would be house poor. And what that morphed into was a life of pretty much traveling every month, maybe never more than every other month. And really, it was to see family and friends, almost every single trip. It's the modern society we're in. Everybody spreads around. My brother moved to the East Coast. My sister moved to the West Coast. My parents moved to Florida. We were living in Pittsburgh at the time. We ultimately moved. My cousins are back in Pittsburgh and everything. So Bonnie and I made a life of traveling. Roxy, at one point in her life, asked, could we not travel so much? I'm a senior in high school. I want to enjoy being here and all this stuff. And so we spent a lot of our life traveling and visiting friends and family, and that is evidenced by the large number of family and friends who traveled so far to visit us. So thank you for coming. Those relationships are what everything is all about, and those trips and travels to see our parents and cousins and good friends turned into 2 regular annual trips. One was our annual Odle-side, our Odle-side Thanksgiving, almost, our Odle-side Thanksgiving, where we get together every Thanksgiving at either my brother's or my sister's house, or are here in Denver, and then we're in Florida, and we all get together, and lots of cousins and everything get together. And that helps just solidify that we agreed that we would never go for a year without seeing each other. So that was just a good start. And I can see a lot of this in the May family too. You all are really close and everything, so it's really awesome. The other thing that developed from our travels was a group of our friends, mostly based in our college years. We got together every year and we would take a trip somewhere, usually some ski house up in Vermont. And it grew from 3-4 couples from college up to 5, 10, 15 couples with kids. After 10 years, we had kids from 1-year-old to 2-year-old to 3-year-old to 4-year-old to 5-year-olds. And we would always stay in one house for around a week. And that was appropriately dubbed Vacation Hell. So our Vacation Hell friends are over here, and we are done more than 30 years with them. So that's sort of the end of my sappy part of my speech. Where we and I specifically got these traits were from my parents, and unfortunately neither of my parents could be here tonight. My mom passed away a couple of years ago. She always was fantastic at maintaining a very, very large circle of friends, and I will be forever grateful to my mom for instilling that value in me. And my father, he always talked about and he is still alive. He is just not feeling well enough to make the trip. His wife, Phyllis, my stepmom is here. Phyllis, grandma, Phyllis is here. But my father is not well enough to make the trip. One of my heroes in my life. My dad always stressed the importance of family and friends and get-togethers and celebrations, and he taught me well. So speaking of my dad, he would have loved this wedding with all the family and friends, and he would have especially liked this hotel. But he always had a very, very critical eye of fancy hotels. And it didn't matter if the doorman was nice or the rooms were gold-plated or you had 50-inch screens on the wall. The true mark of a fine hotel, the final mark, was how thick the towels were. It was joked that he used to travel with a micrometer, and before he would unpack his bags, he would check the thickness of the towels, and that was the true measure of whether that hotel was going to be worth staying in. Phyllis, am I exaggerating at all? But you know, there was another famous person who is a towel connoisseur, and I've already quoted him once, and his name is Yogi Berra. And Yogi Berra, I'm going to quote him many times. Thank you, Brian, for giving me my Yogi Berra book. So Yogi Berra once said about hotels and towels, he said, the towels were so thick in that hotel, I could barely close my suitcase. So back to my advice on live and live, love, laugh, right? So someone in this room called me a couple months ago and said, we love Roxy and Zach and we really love you guys, but if we come and you're going to be so busy with everybody else and spending time with all of your friends and family and all that, we're not going to get quality time with you. I think this is quality time right now. And I said to that person, I said, that would really hurt our feelings. That would really hurt Roxy and Zach's feelings. And there was a pause, and there was a pause. So I had to think about it. What kind of plan is that? You want to wait till the next funeral to get together to have the next gathering? And then the caller readily agreed and wondered what they could have been thinking. And they are here having a very, very, very good time. So I'm not going to say who that is. So Roxy and Zach, once more the wit and wisdom of Yogi Berra. Have I mentioned him yet? Do you know who Yogi Berra is? He played catcher for the Yankees and ultimately became a manager, and he was very, very famous for malaprops or wisdom, depending on which way you look at it. I choose wisdom. So once more, Yogi Berra said, Yogi Berra said, always go to other people's funerals or they won't come to yours. So Roxy and Zach go to weddings, funerals, Thanksgivings, Christmases, birthdays, and funerals. Unfortunately, you will never be poor if you spend all the time with your family and friends. Everything you do, it ultimately comes down to your family and friends. Look at this room. So live, laugh, love. That is the thing. To quote my wife of 33 years, because I'm doing a lot of quoting here, Bonnie? All of the answers to life's great questions can be found in rock and roll. So on to love. John Lennon said, and I quote, all you need is love. Enough said. I can't do better than that. But I will thank Roxy and Zach for giving us two beautiful grandchildren to love even more. Oh, wait a minute, I went out of order. Love, it's like live, love, laugh, love. Wait, well, that's the theme of the night. Going out of order, right? So now we're going to get to laugh here just a little bit. Our society today has gotten a little bit diverse. There's a lot of talk about life and politics, and so on with more advice besides going to other people's funerals and all of that. We need to talk about advice that when you're with family, you don't talk about, what's the classic? You don't talk about sex, politics, and religion, right? I am not going to stand up here and talk about sex tonight, okay? So everybody could stop being uncomfortable. I don't think I'm going to talk about religion either tonight. But do not open the bags in front of you until instructed. But randomly placed in front of everybody is a t-shirt. There are blue bags and red bags with donkeys and elephants on them. And we are going to have the people that watch Fox News open.
People, the bags need to be red people.
And then we're going to have the people that watch MS. All right, Roxy, Zach, the advice is when you're with family, don't talk about sex, religion, or politics. So I want to change this. I'm going to change this, but I want to demonstrate, right? So we're all going to yeah, thank you. We're all going, don't rip the, not yet. Until instructed, I'm demonstrating. We're all going to do something that we all agree to. When I count 3, we're going to rip the bags open and we're going to stand up and yell, "Congratulations, Roxy and Zach, we love you." Can we all agree on that? Okay, so no politics, right? So we're going to rip the bags open and we're going to swing our blue and red t-shirts, right? And we're going to say, "Congratulations, Roxy and Zach." 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, Roxy and Zach. We love you so much. Live every day like it's your last day on earth. Love like you've never been hurt before. And tonight, dance like nobody's watching. Have a good time.
Go give him a hug. That was fun.
Thank you to Brian for my Yogi Berra book, and thank you to Cindy Odle for sending the towel.
All right, everybody who's sitting at this middle